Okay. Now, in today's class in JavaScript, now we'll try to find out, we will try to write the code to display the date and time. Okay. So, as I told you that generally we will write this is HTML. Okay. HTML page started with HTML element. Before this, we need to say that this is a HTML document. This is a HTML document type. HTML. This is the every web page is called a document. Okay. So inside of this HTML element started, closed, and inside of this body element, whatever the content, body element started, body element closed, body element closed. Inside of this, whatever the code we write, that will be displayed on the screen. So now one element, header element started. Okay. The content is what today's class is what, as I told you, the class is what, how to display date and time. How to display date and time. Okay. Once you click on, you will get how to display date and time. For this, what code, as I told you that one button you write, you need to create a button that is what button type. Button. Once you write this, once you click on here button, you will be able to see a button. So over this button, click to get time and date. Okay. Now see, click to get time and date. So this is the content that is to be displayed on this button. Okay. So once you click on this button, whenever you click on this button, that is called a event. That is what click event. Click is equal to what? Once you click on that, So this event, you need to write inside of this, inside of your button, Okay. So click is an event. So what happened? Click. Whenever you click, what should be done here? So something to be displayed, Either this content, this header content to be changed, otherwise something to be displayed. Something to be displayed what? For display in JavaScript, one method will be used. Get element by ID, method means brackets. So mostly used HTML method to find an HTML element, otherwise to display anything. So inside of this get element by ID, we need to use somewhat ID. ID is compulsory here, ID value. So then after, to display inner HTML, this is an attribute that is to be passed with a value. Suppose if a value I have written India is my country. India is my country. Okay. Now this is to be displayed. This is to be displayed. Where once you click to get time and date. Click to get time and date. So if you want to get time and date, you need to use date function here. If I want to display on this content, once I click on here, click to display. Click to get. How to display date and time. Okay. How to display date and time. So whenever I click to get, what? Click to change. Click to get this India is my country. So you once you click on, you are not getting anything. So that is our duty. That is our programming skill, how to display this on the screen. Okay, that is very important. So actually, this is event is called on click. Okay, this is one on click. Okay, now once you click on over this button, the button to be closed here with the button to be closed. Button started and button to be closed. Okay, inside of this, this is the content. And that content will be you would be seen on this button, over this button. Okay, now this inside of this one value we need to pass. Suppose value ID is equal to, suppose this is the ID you have passed here. So this same ID value we need to pass here. That is ID value. By that ID value, this method will be able to find out that HTML element. This is the HTML element where you have kept this value. Okay. By this value, this method will be able to find out that element, HTML element. So here, value is here inside of H1 element. So this method will find this element. Oh, now. So next is what you need to, this is part of your document. So you need to write document dot. Why? Because the code written in a document. Okay. This is the document. Okay. So document dot get element by ID. Okay. Now see. What happened? So once you have passed this value Vasu, it is kept in inside of this H1. Understood that? So suppose if it is not this value kept inside of this header element, so its value, its content, change it to India is my country. Understood that? India is my country. You are looking. Suppose this ID is not kept inside of this, okay, and it is kept somewhere else in a paragraph. Suppose paragraph element started here, paragraph element closed. Okay, now this ID, it is kept inside of this paragraph element. Okay, now what happened? This method tries to look to find out this value. It is where it is kept inside of this paragraph element, but here there is no any content. So it will not do anything, but it do what? This will be displayed on the screen. So once you click on here, it is separately displayed. India is country. See, so before this, there is no any value here. So whenever you click to get, so this India is my country, that will be displayed because this method tries to find out this value. It tries to find out, and finally it found this value. It is kept in P element, but inside of this P element, there is no any content. That's why it displays only the value passed to this inner HTML. Understood that? So the element, this is the content. India is my country. So if I want to, topic is how to display date and time. That moment, nothing, we need to just pass this place date function. Date function, okay? Date function. Date function, we are not getting that button. So date function always date function. That is capital date. Okay. Okay. So date function, see, it is kept in document kept inside of single quotation. So we need to keep this also in single quotation. So whenever we click on, we need to get what? Date. Date function. Let us see what happened. So now see, I am getting the date of today. That is what today is Sunday, January 2026, 18. This is the time showing in your computer, 1616. Understood how to display date and time. How to display date and time. Whenever you click to get on click, this is what every time you click, that is on click event. So if you remove this on, what happened? You are not getting, because that mouse click event is predefined on click. For every click, that click event is called on click. Whenever you click on, you will get. Okay, so this click on event, you need to write as per this, and type button. If you don't want, if you will not mention this, type is equal to button, whether you will get, are you getting? Okay, button defined, but type is equal to not type is equal to button, no need. Okay, no need. Still you are getting. If you remove this, there is no any problem. Still you will get the date and time. So button by button on click, this is compulsory. Instead of this, the get element by ID method, this is the predefined method. Okay, if you change any as it is, you need to write B. If you write small letter, you will not get anything. Okay, because this method is predefined method. And this attribute, if you remove this attribute, what happened? Whether you will get, you will not get. One value that is to be passed. One value that is to be passed here. That is what value. One value that is to be passed here. That value, wherever you have passed, whatever the value you have passed this attribute, wherever it is kept, doesn't matter. That value to be passed. Okay. That value is what was. Okay. That is why this inner HTML is an attribute which will be used to display anything. Okay. The date is a function, predefined function. And this total document up to here, that is to be kept inside of the quotes, single quotation or the double quotation. Here I have used double quotation marks. So I have single quotation marks. I have used, if it is single quotation marks, if it is this attribute defined with single quotation marks. So here also we need to change them, change it is as single quotation marks. Understood that. Now here you need to use double quotation marks, because once you have used single quotation marks, you need to use here double quotation marks. So you need to use double quotation marks. Okay, because inside of here single quotation marks. So now you run this, you are getting. So this is the value is closed in single quotation marks. This ID attribute is passed with this value. So same value passed here, single quotation. So here I have used double quotation marks. Understood that? So this is the way how to display date and time in the JavaScript by clicking a button. Simply whenever you click on that button, you will get the time, date, and day, Sunday, month. Okay. So